What if everything you thought you knew about ancient Rome was only half the story? We all imagine gladiators, emperors, and marble statues. But behind the legends lies a world far stranger and far more advanced than most people realize. The Romans built highways that still exist, invented self-healing concrete, and even had fast food restaurants. They worshipped gods, practiced magic, and engineered technology that wouldn't reappear for over 1,000 years. Before we begin, make sure you're subscribed to WONDRIA. Hit the like button and turn on the notification bell. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Now, get ready to travel back in time, beyond the battles and the togas, to discover 10 facts about ancient Rome you didn't know.
Fact 1. Romans used urine for cleaning. Imagine walking through the bustling streets of ancient Rome. Merchants shouting, carts rattling, and the smell of freshly baked bread mixing with something less pleasant. That smell came from public urinals, and believe it or not, those places were a gold mine. Urine was collected, stored in vats, and sold to laundries. Why? Because it contained ammonia, a powerful natural cleaning agent. Roman fullers, the professional clothes cleaners of the time, soaked garments in urine to remove grease and stains. Workers then stomped on the fabric with their bare feet, like making wine, until the dirt was gone. Even the emperor got in on the business. Vespasian introduced a tax on urine collection. When his son Titus mocked the idea of making money from waste, the emperor held up a coin and said, "Money doesn't smell." That simple phrase, pecunia non olet, became legendary and is still used today. So next time you hear "money doesn't smell," remember, it all started with Roman laundry soaked in pee.
Fact 2. Romans had fast food restaurants. Picture a crowded Roman street corner. The air is warm, filled with the smell of wine, bread, and sizzling meat. This wasn't a feast at a villa, it was lunch at a thermopolium, Rome's version of fast food. Most Romans lived in small apartments without kitchens, so when they wanted a hot meal, they went to these open counters lined with large jars called dolia. Inside were stews, beans, and olives kept warm by embers underneath. A quick bite, a glass of wine, and back to work. Ancient fast food at its finest. Archaeologists in Pompeii have found more than 150 thermopolia, many still with food remains inside. Some even had painted menus showing seafood, chicken, and sausages. The most surprising part? The colors and layout look strikingly like modern fast food joints. So yes, 2,000 years before McDonald's, the Romans had their own drive-in culture, minus the cars.
Fact 3. Concrete that lasts forever.
Roman engineers built things that have survived 2 millennia. Aqueducts, temples, harbors. Their secret weapon? Concrete. But not just any concrete, it was self-healing. While modern concrete often cracks and decays within decades, Roman concrete grows stronger over time. Scientists discovered why. The Romans used volcanic ash mixed with lime. When cracks appeared and rainwater seeped in, a chemical reaction caused new minerals to form, literally sealing the cracks from within. The recipe was so effective that structures like the Pantheon and Colosseum still stand today. In 2023, researchers even recreated Roman concrete and found it can heal itself in a few weeks. So next time you see an ancient Roman arch still standing, remember, they didn't just build for the present, they engineered for eternity.
Fact 4. Gladiators were mostly vegetarians.
When you think of Roman gladiators, you probably imagine fierce warriors devouring meat after battle. But archaeology tells a different story.
In 1993, scientists analyzed the bones of real gladiators found near Ephesus, a Roman city in modern-day Turkey. To everyone's surprise, they discovered these men didn't eat meat at all. Their diet was mostly plants. Barley, beans, and grains made up their meals. That's why ancient writers nicknamed them hordeari, or barley men. But here's what's even more fascinating. After fighting, gladiators drank a tonic made from charred plants and vinegar. This mineral-rich drink helped them recover faster, the ancient equivalent of an electrolyte sports drink. So far from being savage carnivores, gladiators were more like disciplined athletes, fueled by plants, trained for survival, and fighting for glory before thousands of roaring spectators.
Fact 5. Roman roads were so good, we still use them.
All roads lead to Rome. That phrase isn't just poetic, it's literal. The Romans built over 400,000 kilometers of roads, connecting every corner of their empire. Each was a masterpiece of engineering, layered with gravel, sand, and stone to drain water and last for centuries. What's amazing is that some of those roads are still in use today. Parts of the Via Appia, built more than 2,300 years ago, now serve as foundations for modern highways. Engineers still study the technique to understand why it worked so well. Roman roads weren't just for travel. They carried armies, ideas, trade, and control. They turned a small city-state into a global power. You could march from Britain to Egypt without leaving a Roman road. The next time your car hums smoothly on a paved highway, remember, you're driving on Rome's legacy.
Fact 6. Romans had central heating and cooling.
Luxury in ancient Rome wasn't just marble and gold, it was comfort. Wealthy Romans enjoyed something that wouldn't reappear for nearly 1,500 years: central heating. Their system, called hypocaust, worked like this. Hot air from a furnace flowed under raised floors and through hollow walls, heating entire rooms evenly. Public baths, villas, even some apartments used this technology. But here's a surprise. They also had primitive air conditioning. In the summer, Romans circulated cool water through pipes in walls or splashed fountains to lower air temperature. Some even hung wet curtains to cool breezes. So the next time you adjust your thermostat, think of Rome, the city that mastered climate control 2 millennia before the modern world caught up.
Fact 7. Rome had a fire department, but it wasn't what you think. In a city of 1 million people, built mostly from wood, fire was a constant threat, and Rome, the capital of the empire, burned often. So Emperor Augustus created the world's first organized fire brigade, called the Vigils. But their job was more than just fighting fires. They patrolled the streets at night, enforced safety rules, and sometimes acted like police. Each unit had buckets, hooks, and even water pumps, early fire engines. If a house caught fire, the Vigils tried to save what they could. But here's the twist. Before Augustus, wealthy businessmen ran private fire squads who would only help if the owner agreed to sell their burning property at a low price. Rome turned chaos into order, and even the idea of public fire services we use today began there. Fact 8. Romans used magic and curses in everyday life. While Roman society was built on law and reason, everyday Romans believed deeply in magic. Archaeologists have found thousands of small lead tablets called defixiones, curse tablets. People scratched them with messages like, "May the thief of my cloak never sleep again," or "May my rival fail in love."
These were folded and thrown into wells, tombs, or even nailed to temple walls. Some Romans wore protective amulets, while others hired professional sorcerers to cast love spells or hexes. Even emperors consulted astrologers before big decisions. Rome was a world where gods ruled the sky, but mortals tried to control fate with charms and curses, blending superstition and religion into one fascinating mix.
Fact 9. Romans mastered plumbing and public toilets.
If you lived in ancient Rome, chances are you had access to better sanitation than most people in medieval Europe 1,000 years later. The Romans built massive aqueducts that brought fresh water from mountains into the city. Public baths, fountains, and toilets were all connected to a vast underground sewer system called the Cloaca Maxima. Public toilets had long marble benches with keyhole-shaped openings, and people sat side by side, chatting while doing their business. Instead of toilet paper, they used a sponge on a stick, shared and rinsed in running water. It sounds strange today, but this system kept the city relatively clean and disease-free for centuries. In many ways, Rome invented modern urban sanitation long before the world rediscovered it.
Fact 10. Rome fell, but its ideas never died. The Western Roman Empire officially fell in 476 AD when the last emperor, Romulus Augustulus, was deposed. But Rome didn't really disappear, it transformed. Its laws shaped European justice. Its language became the root of Italian, French, and Spanish. Its architecture inspired every capital city in the Western world. Even the concept of a republic, of roads, of citizenship, all came from Rome. The empire collapsed, but its mind lived on. As historian Edward Gibbon wrote, "The decline of Rome was the natural and inevitable effect of immoderate greatness. Yet that greatness built the foundation of our civilization. Rome didn't just fall, it became us." 2,000 years have passed, yet Rome still shapes the way we live, build, and think. From our roads to our laws, from architecture to language, its fingerprints are everywhere. The empire may have fallen, but its ideas conquered time itself. So the next time you walk through a modern city, remember, every stone, every arch, every law still whispers in Latin, reminding us that Rome never truly died. If you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to subscribe to WONDRIA, leave a like, and share this video with someone who loves ancient mysteries. See you in the next one.